Thank you so much for being here. My first announcement is to silence your cell phones, and I'm looking for mine, and it's not silenced. Oh, there it is on the table by Don. Okay. So silence your cell phones. And welcome. Glad to have you here. So glad. We have been visited by an angel this morning. And you're going to hear her sing. Natalie and I played what was it? YouTube on this lovely girl, Emily. And I heard her singing, practicing this morning. And it was something like, when I look in a mirror, I see love. And I was thinking, what do I see when I look in the mirror? No feedback from you, Susan. Susan will tell me what I saw. Thank you very much, Susan. Always picking on Susan. She's my buddy. So I invite you this morning, if you will, to join me in our statement of being together. There is the presence and power expressing as me now. It is all-knowing, all-caring, all-loving, all-powerful. It is the completeness of the universe, individualized as me. It is who I am. It is what I am. It is the divine presence expressing as me now.
Good morning. Our word for the day. Oh, I need a microphone. I'm so used to a microphone being here.
Yes, you are. No problem.
Good morning, and yay. Our word for the day is divine love. And read with me the affirmation. I am love in action. In his book, Celebrate Yourself, Unity Minister Eric Butterworth suggests that we can make the 40 days of Lent a dynamic experience, not by what we give up as much as by what we take up. I make the weeks leading up to Easter a practice of loving everything and everyone. As I do, love opens me up to deeper peace and spiritual growth. Divine love is love in action. I choose to make this my work for this Easter season, to allow the healing love of the divine to flow through me, removing the blocks of unforgiveness, guilt, anxiety, resentment, complaining, criticizing, fear, doubt, and any other negative thoughts about myself and others. As I do, I free up my consciousness to be an expression of divine love. And again, let's say our affirmation together. I am love in action. And so it is.
Everyone online to hear here. All right. Hello, everyone, now. Great. Does that work?
I've got to give you some more volume.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead.
All right, so my music project is called Emma Love Musical Medicine, and I've been writing songs of my own for some time now, and I love to share them with everyone that I can. So I'm happy to be here today. And this first song goes perfect with what we were just listening to, and it's called See Only Love. Every experience is something you attract, whether good or bad. The lesson was just that you attracted the problem so that you could solve them. Your evolution happens just like that. Give thanks and acknowledge all your new knowledge about how to navigate this life. The thoughts I give energy to are the things that make my future true. I have all I need to improve and exceed. least I can follow through this.
You want to change the volume?
That might be
Yeah, that would be good.
Should give this to her.
Oh, yeah, give that.
Here's this for you. All right.
Something. I look in the mirror, I see only love.
Hey, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm working on it.
Take your time, you do it.
When he said that, you have an angel here this morning, I'm going, who's he talking about? And he was absolutely right. You are an angel. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay. I have a timer here. Otherwise, I tend to go on and on and on. Okay. Are you ready? Alice said, would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here? Cheshire Cat. That depends a good deal on where you want to go. I don't much care where. It doesn't matter which way you go. Do you ever feel like that? All the time. Well, we'll just have to work on that. Yeah, very often, it's like, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. You want to? Ever had? Yeah, I know. I think we've all had those conversations. My favorite is when the response is, whatever you want, dear. It's like, thank you so much. One of the things that I have found is so important in life is the power of your vision and the strength of having a vision. The description I wrote for today was, when times get challenging, it can be tempting to give up on your dream and think, maybe this wasn't meant to be. Okay, yeah, stop there. Anybody ever think maybe this wasn't meant to be? When, little hiccups come? Yeah. But when you have a powerful vision, you make it clear to the universe what it needs to do to support you and gain strength and consciousness to persevere, regardless of any challenges that arise. So that's the whole premise of my talk. So we are not going to be Alice today. Agreed? By the way, how do I darken the screen? You just blank it? How do you blank it? Let me see. That's how you blank it. We'll see if it comes back, right? We're going to be in trouble if it doesn't. Okay, so many of you have heard the biblical scripture that says, where there is no prophetic vision, the people will perish. We learned it, the people will perish, but now the new translation is, the people will cast off restraint, but blessed is he who keeps the law. That's the new version. Okay, that's the English Standard Version. And I actually kind of like this version better because it guides us through a process. Basically, it's telling that if you don't have a vision, you're sunk, right? And cast off restraint, what does that mean? Well, think about it. If you don't have any restraint, then you're going to be like Alice. Any destination will do. And it's saying you need to have a vision. So that's like being your own prophet. It's like when I lived in Boston, suburbs, some of them, they didn't have good street signage. As people would give you directions depending on, you remember where that old tire store used to be with the big guy in front of it? I said, no, I just moved here. Just give me the street name. They said, it won't do you any good. But when you get to where the tire place used to be, So I became a prophet. That will be Elm Street. Sometimes I was right. So it's giving yourself, you become your own prophet. Yes, this is what I am going to be, and you claim it. So it's what you want to see in your life. And then keeping the law. Well, we know what that means in unity. There are universal principles that govern our lives. And they're immutable laws. And when you follow them, have you ever noticed when you're in harmony with universal laws? You know, it's like row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Life is but a dream. Yes, because you are in the flow. But if you don't have the restraint to follow those laws, then that's when we get in trouble. At least that's when I get in trouble. And it promises you that when you act in accordance with these laws, you'll be blessed with a happy, fulfilled life. And I loved your song where it was, look in the mirror and I see love. And then, Reverend Barry said, well, what do I see when I look in the mirror? And Susan didn't answer. But that's, it's a decision. What do you want to see? It's a decision if you want to be happy or not. It's a decision if you want to have joy, if you want to be loved, if you want to receive love. It's a decision that we make. And it's a decision to be restrained and to follow those immutable laws. And it happens when you have a vision. Because if you don't, you'll be like Alice. You'll be lost and confused and without any restraint necessary to act for your own course of action. All right, so when you formulate your vision, it acts like a beacon, like a lighthouse. Because it's always going to be there to draw you forth. And if you have a vision, it's something that pulls you. You're either pushed by pain or pulled by your vision. Now, the pushing of the pain will get to the point that you might just consider that there might be something better, where you will start creating that better life for yourself and having the vision and being pulled toward that vision because it is so strong, you can't do anything but achieve it. I think I might have told you my Alaska story. Okay, I'll tell you another one then. I'll tell you my graduate school story. Now they're going to, the ones who didn't hear it, go, we didn't hear that one another time when she's not listening. I decided, after I'd been out of undergraduate school for a few years, and I had no intention of getting a graduate degree. But I got to the point where they told me I couldn't go any further. I worked at Cornell University, which of course is academia of the highest, it's Ivy League. And they said, well, you can't get into management positions because you don't have a master's degree. Now this is back in the women's movement, and I was thinking, women's lib movement. And I was thinking, excuse me, that's discrimination. And to can play this game, I'm just going to get myself a master's degree. Did not dawn on me that Cornell would not admit me. Never dawned on me, right? Because I had an average score coming out of undergraduate school. And I had a degree in English education. But the teaching jobs dried up while I was in school and nobody told me. So I'd become a secretary and I'd worked my way up at Cornell. This time I looked at where would there be jobs when I come out. And I decided on industrial and labor relations. It looked interesting, and I thought it could be fun. So I went into my boss, Irving, in beginning of April. I said, Irving, I just want to tell you, I'll be leaving at the end of August. I'm going to graduate school. He goes, really? I had no idea you had applied. That's wonderful. Congratulations. We'll miss you. I said, well, thank you, but I haven't applied yet. He goes, you haven't applied yet? Now, what do you do when you go? Does anybody go to college? I mean, when do you apply for college? A year before you want to go, correct? Aren't those the rules? But I had decided that that was a strong vision. It was drawing me, pulling me toward it. I said, but that's okay. I'm taking the graduate record exams this month. So I'm taking the graduate record exams in the middle of April. And I expect to be in school at Cornell in the fall. And Irving just looked at me and he goes, okay. He knew I was going to be with him another year. So I took the GREs. I got the results, I think, the beginning of May. I applied to Cornell, obviously wrote a brilliant application letter, because by mid-May, I had been accepted, and by the first week of June, and I had saved money, by the way, to put myself through school, but by the first week of June, I had a full fellowship. I did everything wrong. But the power of that vision, and by the way, I started school in June because I didn't want to take statistics during the school year. I just wanted to get it out of the way. So I did summer school. So I even left before the September. So that's the power of a vision. I did everything cattywampus backward. But it was mine. And that's why I got in. Because I was that clear. Now, in her book, Christ Enthroned in Man, Cora Fillmore said, all strength is from God. However, its manifestation is according to the mold of thought into which this precious essence is poured. So that is strength of a vision. And think back when you've had the strength of a vision. I know you've all had those instances in your life where there was nothing that was going to stop you. And you could do everything backward, and people could be telling you, no, it's not going to happen. But it did, and it flowed because of the strength of that vision. And all strength is from God. And it falls into a mold of the thought that you hold. So that mold, in this case, is a vision. So imagine that a cement truck comes up to your front door. And the truck driver comes in, he says, okay, I've got the cement. Where do you want me to pour it? This is all yours. It's like, this is the abundance of the universe, and it is here for you. Where do you want it? And I have to dump it now. Now, if you weren't prepared for it, if you didn't have a mold and he just opened up the flue, what was going to happen? That cement would be, it would be everywhere, wouldn't it? It would be a mess. But what if you had prepared a mold? So when that truck came up to your door, filled with cement, filled with all the resources of the universe, and you said, well, here, there's a mold for a sidewalk, and the driveway, and and my back patio, because I know you have plenty. So creating that mold, and that mold is your vision. Another great quotation. I'm doing quotations today. It's a good thing the computer worked. So Richard Wallace D. Wattles wrote a book, The Science of Getting Rich. And he said, there is a thinking stuff from which all things are made and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. Okay, thinking stuff. What is that? Thinking stuff. It's a resource. I mean, it's everything that is available to you because it is in an abundant universe. The only limitations on that abundance is our thoughts, our fears, our doubts. I can't, I'm not good enough. I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm not pretty enough. And how many, any stories? Yeah, in your head? Okay. He said, but, so it's there, and it's filling everything. And a thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. Again, what's your vision? Man can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. Do you have any idea how powerful you are? I mean, truly, how powerful. Can you imagine if everyone in this world were to stop right now and start praying for peace and sent peace, the energy of peace and harmony and love to the Ukraine? Do you think they could continue with that war? I mean, you are powerful enough. If all of us came together as a collective consciousness and did that, instead of going to the place of
World War III has started.
because that's what I'm reading, World War III, and Putin's crazy, and nuclear weapons, and on and on. So we have a choice. Do we go into the angst and the fear with the power of our thoughts, and do we feed into that? Or do we send love? Just stop it and pivot. Say, no, my vision is greater. And hold that, Emily Cady talked about chemicalization in her book, Lessons in Truth, that when we are going to a higher plane, a higher vibration, understanding of these universal principles, things will feel good for a while. And then all the old crap will come up. And isn't that what's happening right now? Because we are going into a higher vibration as a world, and everything that it was dark is fighting, because once there is light, there is no more darkness, right? So what do you impress upon formless substance? And another great, I'm going to the old guys here. We're going back even further. Anybody heard of, wait a minute, excuse me. I read it and it wasn't there. A thought in a substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. So what are you thinking? I already covered that. What did I do? Have I done these? I haven't yet.
Going backwards.
I'm going backward. Okay. That's the whole one. Did I do all of this? Good. I did a copy and paste, and I think I goofed. Okay. Now we're going to Henry David Thoreau. Ever heard of him? Remember, he was the dude who went to Walden Pond, and he built a little cabin, and I saw that little cabin with a single bed and the desk and the 2 chairs, because he did like company. I once thought that he went there and he only lived there and almost, became a hermit. Turns out that, he would go over to the Emersons and he'd have dinner and he'd go into town and he'd play. I think he got arrested once maybe while he was there, because he was protesting something. So he wasn't a hermit. But still, he went there because he wanted to create a grand experiment, because he did not want to die and wonder what living was like, what it would have been like. And so in his final chapter of the book, not him, he wrote, I learned this, at least, by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. He will put some things behind, will pass an invisible boundary. New, universal, and more liberal laws will begin to establish themselves around and within him, or the old laws will be expanded and interpreted in his favor in a mere liberal sense, And he will live with the license of a higher order of being. Okay, so that's the whole quotation. So, I learned this, at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently. So that's a great life hack, isn't it? We have hacks for everything now. And he's talking about advancing confidently in the direction of your dreams. Now, you have to have a dream. You have to have a dream to advance confidently. Otherwise, you're going to be Alice with the Cheshire Cat, right? And you endeavor. That's specific action. To life imagined. Again, you have to have the dream. And I detailed ideal. Now, I'm taking another church through a strategic planning process. And we've done the vision, mission, values, and now we're working on the goals. And the last time, a couple months ago, we worked on the big, fat, hairy, audacious goal. And next Sunday, we're going to be working on breaking that down. What does that look like? Right? And for them, and they're a small church, but for them, that big, fat, hairy, audacious goal is to be a leader in the New Thought movement in their area, in their part of the world. And I think they can do it. I think they've got the consciousness for it. But, and meet with success unexplained. So it's almost like you have miracles. It's like I got into graduate school when I shouldn't have, really. But Cornell let me in. I'm Ivy League, can you tell? I grew up in Ithaca, by the way, where it is, so to me it was, it's like that was on the other side of town. I didn't think anything about it, but yes. But it was a big deal. I got in, and it wasn't because of what kind of a university it was because of the clarity of my vision. So success unexplained, in common hours. Now we look at that nowadays, it's like, what does that mean? But basically it means letting go of the old way of thinking. So if you've been thinking the same way you've always thought and want a different result, then you have to change your thinking. Yes? We know this. Do we always do it? I know I don't always. So it's like going beyond normal thinking. And he will put some things behind. So put away, put behind you past ways of thinking and acting. When Jesus was out in the wilderness for the 40 days and Satan came and was tempting, he said, "Get behind me, Satan." It's like, get behind me, all those limiting thoughts and beliefs that are holding me back. And that's having the strength. Remember, the power for this month is strength. Having the strength of your vision to carry you through. And you'll pass an invisible boundary. I think about the rockets going out into space. And they had to break through the atmosphere, going up and coming back down. But that was an invisible barrier for us. Have you ever noticed that when you're up to something big, and you have that big, fat, hairy, audacious goal up there, and you go toward it, and it's like, yeah, I think I can, like the little engine, and then you get to the point that, oh crap, who am I to think? All of that trouble at the border, that all the old stuff is coming up to hold you back, that chemicalization. So it's to break through that, past that invisible boundary. And you will find then, because of your belief, because of your confidence, your strength, your passion, That old laws will be expanded and interpreted in your favor in a more liberal sense. Okay, so, and you become that person already living that life. And that, things will be rearranged in your favor. If you didn't know that it was a law to your benefit, well, guess what? They're going to rearrange themselves to come to your aid and make you successful so that you can create the life you would love living. Some people might call that law of attraction. But the thing was, law of attraction, what they left out, anybody read or see The Secret? Where they talk about the power of visualization and it'll come to you. What they left out of it is you really need to take action also. Remember Unity's fifth principle. It's not enough to study and understand and believe these universal laws, but you have to put feet on them. So he has, let me see, in proportion, is that in here? No, I don't care. All right, so the laws of the universe will appear less complex, and solitude will not be solitude, nor poverty, poverty, nor weakness, weakness. So it's just simplify. What is your point of view? How are you viewing things in life? Because remember earlier I said you've got the power to decide if, when you look in the mirror, if you see love, if you see beauty, if you see strength. And at the end he says, if you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundations under them. Okay, so we are looking at the foundation is the strength of your vision. Pure and simple. Do you have a vision for your life? A lot of us are getting a little older here. But I still have a vision. It doesn't matter how old you are. So I see I've gone over. So I'm going to end with simply a saying by Bob Proctor. He said, thoughts become things. If you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. Thoughts become things. If you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. So let's take a few minutes and do some visualization to create something new and wonderful for you, for your loved ones, for your community, for the world. So I invite you. I have to keep going.
One more time. Back.
That's it.
One. Can you hear it?
Oh.
One more.
It's above my pay grade. Is what she does remarkable? I mean, with the whole present, I love it. I want to be you when I grow up. So let's take a moment and close your eyes. Breathing in is always the love and the light of God. And just allow it to fill every cell and tissue of your body. And anywhere that you might be feeling discomfort or dis-ease, release on your exhale. So breathing in the light and love of God, then release anything that is disturbing in your body. And then, one more time, breathing in the strength, the joy, the power of God. And feel that fill every cell and tissue of your body and your thoughts. And if there's anything that is disturbing the harmony and peace in your mind and your emotions, release it. And continuing to breathe deeply. What a joy that is. Yeah, the Bible says God created Adam from the earth, or man from the earth, and then breathed life to his nostrils. Just think of every moment that you breathe, you are breathing in God. You're breathing in light and love and life. So the question for you this morning, what would you love? What is your vision for yourself? And would it be all right if it were easy? Just bring to mind, what is it that is yearning to be expressed through you? And don't worry if it's practical or possible. Remember, with God, all things are possible. So bring it forward in your mind. And allow that desire, that dream, that goal to grow in your heart. Speaking to you now. Know that this is yours to do. German philosopher Goethe said, "Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it." So begin the path to your dream, to your vision. Every step, think as the person already living that life or having achieved that goal. Think of yourself as the person already acting as if you've achieved it. Speak the truth that you've achieved it, and it is yours. Remember, if you see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. So as you return to this time and this place, know that you have already achieved your dream. that you have a strength of vision that will carry you forward no matter any outer circumstance. And it is so. Amen.
That was so inspiring. We're actually on our way to go figure out if some of our big dreams can manifest and stuff right now. So this is perfect talk for us right now. Yeah. Yeah, seems like it. It's great. And I have another song for you all, and I'm trying to think of how it can relate to the talk there. And in the song I say, I've come to love and sing, and I love that the living our life through a lens of love can really be a goal as well, and that includes like the love of ourselves and what we want to achieve, and yeah, it's just very beautiful. So this next song is called There Is a Belief. There is a belief that believes before you were born you knew many, many things. You planned out your life before you came to live it. You chose those who'd help you find your way within it. Then through the wormhole, your new body was given. Why this life? Why this time? Why this space? Why this rhyme? Why this face? Why this mind? Why this taste? I must know inside. If this sort of thinking has any merit at all, why would we have chosen to come here after the fall of humanity mixed up with corporate greed? What is it that I came here to see? What did I come to do? What's my ultimate truth? Did I just land on this planet to meet with all of you? I guess a lifetime of experience takes a life of time, and outside of this time space we cannot learn to be mankind. Why this life? I have come to love and sing. Why this time? The shift is quickening. Why this space? We are the fortunate. Why this rhyme? To help us all tune in. Why this face? I guess it suits me best. Why this mind? I wanted challenges. Why this taste? Well, it's all a package deal. We all know inside. Just notice how you feel. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That was nice.
Thank you so much, Emily. This is what they call an indigo channel.
Yeah.
They're advanced star beings who came to planet Earth at this time to lead us into peace. So many of us are fixed in our thoughts and emotions, but this is what takes to shake us up and show us the way. So it is. Thank you. So we, and yes, I said that we have an angel visiting us. I meant two angels. Sophia and I go back a long way, and I'm always picking on her like I pick on Susan. But, that's who I am.
Susan, you and I have to talk.
Yeah. So when Emily walks in this morning, not knowing who I was, I said, "Hi there, did you get the word that you and I are doing a duet?" And she kept her composure, but you could just see her eyes rolling back in her head. Oh my God, who is this nut? Oh, she did it because she had no idea. No, I would not. I would do one with Susan, but I would not. I invite you to join me in our love offering affirmation if you so choose together. Today I give freely without expectations, aware that as I give, I receive beyond measure from a benevolent universe. Today I open to receive what is being offered, aware of my gratitude and the love which radiates from my heart back into the circle of life. I am both the giver and the receiver of a loving Creator. So it is.
I am.
Oh, this mic. Yes. I'll let you put this on here.
Thank you. Okay. Let only the purest desires of my heart be expressed unto the universe from which we all start. Let these desires of the greatest good expel unto the universe everything they should. Let it be significantly understood as a constant prayer of silence where all that's known is good. No words to complicate it, no mind to moderate it. Can you feel inside just what I'm saying? Help me recognize the deep desires of my soul. One clue is that we're all interconnected as a whole. Our levels of consciousness may vary piece to piece, but to find peace within the contrast, feel the pain and then release, feel the pleasure then release. Transcend duality, let it be significantly understood as a constant prayer of silence where all that's known is good. No words to complicate it, no mind to moderate it. Can you feel inside just what I'm saying? Help me recognize and shed my ignorance and blame. I am not served by guilt or shame. Transcendence is the game. Transcendence is the game. I transcend beyond my name. Let it be significantly understood as a constant prayer of silence where all that's known is good. No words to complicate it, no mind to moderate it. Can you feel inside just what I'm saying? Let me desire happiness and peace for all who hear the message of my heart's song. Transcendent times are here. Transcendent times are here. Transcendent times are here. Thank you.
Wow. We are so blessed. What? This actually just came about yesterday. Jerry called and said, Emily is in town and I think she should sing, and I agree. So let's just take a moment to appreciate very, very deeply. We just invite you to turn away from the outer and to turn within once again as we tune in to that heart space where that appreciation, that sense of appreciation for all of the good that we have and that we are being into this next moment and the next and the next. And as we do, we imagine in our mind's eye just widening our circle of compassion to include all human and all life on this planet and others. And so it is. Thank you, thank you.
So it is.
Amen.
Amen.
We have just one announcement again, and it's getting closer, folks. Next week, Armand and Angelina are here, and I hope that you'll plan to come to the musical variety show on Saturday evening at 6. That's on the 12th. And, of course, our musical Sunday morning experience. And you will be delighted. For anyone who's not seen or heard them, you're in for a treat. And that will be, of course, at 10:30 next Sunday. Now, also, today is birthday Sunday. So do we have any March birthdays here today? Anyone? None. All right. All right, we'll move.
Some on Facebook, though.
Okay, on Facebook. Well, are we supposed to go ahead and sing?
Let's sing 'em.
All right, let's sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you're wonderful. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you, you're wonderful. God is blessing you now. Happy birthday. And now we have our prayer for protection to say together. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all